Hello, my friends. It's me. Welcome back. And tonight, we are softening our judgment of ourselves. We are finding kindness for ourselves because when we do, something really beautiful happens inside of us. Our nervous system unwinds. We start to feel safer. We finally allow ourselves to be exactly where we are in this moment without any striving, without any goals, without any expectations. We just are. And it is an incredible place to be. So, if you're ready to unwind and to let go, then come on in. Come on in. Feel free to get comfortable. Feel free to close your eyes if it feels good for you. And I hope you have your water nearby. And if you have a journal or a pen, you might want to grab those too. But no worries. If you don't, you can just listen. That's totally fine. So, what I'm going to do is guide you through a really quick breath exercise. And then we're gonna have a little bit of a chat and you can just see where your experience takes you. So, one of the things that I love about doing these videos is that I get to talk about things that I know have helped me and other people that I care about tremendously. And sometimes they're like really practical tools, and sometimes they're just nice things to think about at the end of the day, like the moon and the stars. But tonight, I want to talk to you about something that has made a profound difference in my life, and that is learning to soften my judgment of myself, learning to find kindness for myself, learning to practice self compassion instead of beating myself up for all the mistakes I've made in my past, for all the ways that I am still learning how to be in this world, for all the challenges that I faced in my childhood, for all the experiences that shaped me into who I am today. I think for many of us, there is a tendency to turn on ourselves. There's a tendency for us to judge ourselves harshly, and we forget that we are only human. We forget that we did the best that we could with the information that we had in every moment. We do the best that we can with what we have. We try to make sense of the world based on the stories that we were told, based on the information that we were given, based on the models that were shown to us. One of the things I think that we also have a tendency to forget is that most of the things that we did in our past, most of them were done out of love. They were done out of fear, sure, but they were also done out of love. We wanted to belong. We wanted to be loved. We wanted to survive. We wanted to thrive. We wanted to be seen. We wanted to be heard. And so, coming from that place of love, even if the actions that we took weren't always the greatest, they came from a pure place. They came from a heart that was trying its best. There's this wonderful quote by author Nikki Homer. She says, "When you come home to yourself, everything at home is taken care of." I love that. When we come home to ourselves, everything at home is taken care of. When we learn to extend kindness and compassion towards ourselves, towards our inner child, everything at home is taken care of. There is this beautiful book that I read several years ago called The Wisdom of the Body by Gary Krasner, and he talks about how our body always knows what to do. Our body always has the answers. Our body always knows how to heal itself. In fact, that's what our body does. That's its job, is to heal itself. Sometimes we get in the way. Sometimes we put roadblocks in front of that process. Sometimes we judge ourselves for the things that are happening in our body. We judge ourselves for getting sick, for getting hurt, for aging, for going through menopause, for gaining weight, for having cravings. And what happens when we judge ourselves for these things? When we call ourselves names for these things, when we beat ourselves up for these things, what we actually do is we stop listening to our body. We stop trusting our body, and therefore we prevent our body from being able to do its job, which is to heal, which is to take care of things. One of the things that I experienced personally that really taught me this lesson was dealing with weight loss and weight gain. I remember in my early 20s, I lost a significant amount of weight, and I felt really proud of myself. I felt really accomplished. I thought, wow, I really did something here. I really worked hard. I really turned my life around, and I kept the weight off for many years. But in my late 20s, I started to struggle again, and I gained some weight, and I didn't understand why I couldn't keep it off. And what I did was I judged myself. I turned on myself. I called myself names. I felt horrible about myself, and I wondered what was wrong with me. What was wrong with me that I couldn't keep the weight off? Was I lazy? Was I just not strong enough? And when I looked at myself in the mirror, I hated what I saw. I hated what I saw. And one day I went to the doctor and I asked him, I said, "What's wrong with me? Why can't I lose weight?" And he looked at me and he said, "You are perfectly healthy. There's nothing wrong with you. Your body is perfectly designed. Your body does exactly what it's supposed to do. You are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you." And I remember sitting in his office and feeling shocked because for the first time, somebody was looking at me and saying, "You are perfectly healthy. You are not broken. You are not defective. You are not damaged goods. You are perfectly whole." And it completely changed my perspective. It changed my perspective because I realized that my body was never broken. My body always knew what to do. My body always had the answers, and I was the one who was blocking the process. I was the one who was blocking my body's ability to heal. And so, learning that lesson was a profound lesson for me. And I think that that's true for all of us. We have a tendency to judge ourselves, to turn on ourselves, and to stop listening to ourselves, to stop hearing ourselves, to stop trusting ourselves. And when we do, we block the process. We block our own ability to heal. We block our own ability to thrive. We block our own ability to live the lives that we truly want to live. And so tonight, I invite you to turn off the harsh inner dialogue. I invite you to stop judging yourself for everything that you've ever done. And I invite you to start listening to yourself with kindness, with compassion, with love, with gentleness, with curiosity, and with a willingness to understand what you've been through, to understand how far you've come, to understand how much you've grown, and to understand that you're doing the best that you can. That's what we always do. We do the best that we can with what we have. So give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the love that you need, the love that you want, and the love that you deserve. And also know that you are loved. You are loved more than you know. I got a question for you. Maybe you can journal about this before you go to bed tonight. What's one thing that you would say to your younger self if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self? What's one piece of advice that you would give? What's one belief that you would change? What's one mindset that you would shift? What's one thing that you would say? And maybe as you journal about this question, you can be your own best friend. You can be your own biggest fan. You can be your own biggest cheerleader. You can be your own hero. Whatever comes up for you, whatever this experience is for you, I hope you're able to sit with it I hope you're able to feel it, to experience it, and to let it go. Okay, we're going to take another really quick breath together. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Another really quick breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just allowing the body to relax, allowing the mind to settle down, allowing the emotions to move through. And if you're noticing any emotions, just send them love. If you're noticing any thoughts, just watch them pass through. Allow them to pass through like clouds in the sky, leaves on a river, waves crashing into the shore, birds flying overhead. Allow it all to just be here. Allow it all to simply exist. And know that you are here. You are present in this moment. You are safe in this moment. And you are loved in this moment. May you feel that way always. And may you remember that truth always. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time.